is just outside of Hull. At the moment I'm just doing maintenance work at a caravan site near me, doing a bit of everything, rolling around with many caravans. But it very much allows me to pursue music on the side. I think my first memory of music, I wrote a song about evaporation and condensation, and that was always something that I went back to. Even that song that I wrote about evaporation and condensation, that was in primary school, and obviously it was very simple. Then going to secondary school, when I needed to revise and I needed to try and put that bit of effort in, the only way that I could do it was either putting it into a song and making it rhymed and stick in my head, or I can make it funny. There was the only two ways that I was able to lock in the information that I needed to get. So they're my earliest memories of music, but I think I've always grown up with people who wanted to show me their music, like for instance my grandma, she was always showing me Elvis and things like that. I think it's always just played a big part in my life. I think it's always been easier to escape with music, especially with how I was brought up. That music was always an escape for me. So I think I've always been drawn to it, and the later I've got in life and the more I've been able to adapt my skill set to making music, and I think it's helped me even more. It's very cliche, but it very much is a sense of therapy for me, making music. So I think that's the point where I'm at now. But previous in life, it meant different to me, but it's very much just about writing down what I'm feeling, and that's a way for me to escape. Like I said, I started writing when I was younger, just didn't think anything of it, but I'd always try and write a song, but it never quite worked, I never put the full effort in. And then I think it was, lockdown was a real turning point. Obviously we all had nothing to do kind of thing, so I think at first it was just boring, and then I thought, I'm going to try and do something kind of thing, so I'll try and write a few songs kind of thing. And obviously we was in lockdown for quite some time and I never stopped doing it. And I think it got to a point where it was when I wrote my first full song with a hook and three verses. That's when I thought, I can actually write songs, you know what I mean? I can actually do it. So I think it started in lockdown, and then I just never stopped since then. And we've shown people the music, although it obviously wasn't perfect at the start, and it's still not perfect now, but I always got good feedback from it, and I always started to do it even more. And like I mentioned to you earlier with my friends Jay, he was a big influence on me because he was studying at university, so when I showed him I was going to York, I was doing a few bits with him. That's when, and I enjoyed the process of actually recording and things like that, and putting it all together and creating this thing with my friends. It was kind of like, this is something that I really enjoy doing. There's not many things like that I feel strongly towards, so I feel like, exactly, if I'm passionate towards it, and like I said, there's not many things that I'm really passionate about, then I've got no reason not to go on things that my mindset with it. Very much therapy. Hopefully in the next song that I release, I do talk about it a bit more, and although it is very cliche, I do feel like it is the way that I've always done it. I've never been good at talking to people face to face and saying how I'm feeling, whereas if I write it down on a piece of paper, that's when I can fully let it go, because I can scribble it out and I can write it again. Like, it's not exactly what I say at that point in time. I think that's what music is all meant to kind of, especially in these last few years, is literally a form of therapy for me.
Especially through lockdown.
Exactly, that's what I mean. There was so many, there wasn't much happening, but at the same time, you're stuck in the house, and I was stuck in the house by myself for the majority of that 2 years. I want to say 2 years. Them 2 years are like 30
It's what isn't it, for everyone, I think.
But I think in lockdown where there wasn't anything happening apart from your own thoughts and what can I do today, that was when I realised, especially the relief after I finished, say if I did finish even if it's just a verse or a chorus, or if I finished a full song, it would always be somewhat how I'm feeling in that moment. But Yeah, nothing else. I definitely think not trying to my full potential earlier, I think that's a regret. I definitely don't regret releasing earlier because I'm grateful that I took the time to try and I haven't perfected it yet, but that's what I'm trying to do. And over the last 2 years, I think I've definitely made steps of improvement. But yeah, I think my biggest regret would be not pursuing it properly from younger, because like I say, when I've been writing or something, I always have somebody who needs to go and write the song. I just didn't realise it kind of thing. So I think that would definitely be one of the regrets. Obviously, we're living just outside of it. I didn't get the full grasp of what the music seems like. I just didn't really click into it properly. Like I said, it's the last time shooting it, I don't think I really looked around to see who else was doing it. But I'm realising that there is a lot of talented people in Holland, there's a lot of creative people who work like videography or photography or anything like that. There is a lot of talented people. From what I can see, it is getting a lot better. And I do think there's a lot of people out there that will be able to help you if you want to pursue something like that. If anything, I think they could do with more people like yourself promoting these places or promoting these people, because I feel like it just gets dumped on a little bit and just like, I don't think anyone pays attention, but people like yourself, you're bringing attention to people like me, even I'm in the surrounding areas, but everyone in Hull. I think that's a really good thing. I think we are getting better, but I still think we can do it a little bit more to get us there. So where Hull deserves to be. Yeah. I think if anything, it's probably myself, because I just do not enjoy social media. I don't enjoy the grind that you have to put on, just like for me trying to release this first song. I felt like I had to upload something every day. I had to do it on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, Twitter, you know, all the social platforms, and I feel like that's a very grueling task.
Like the struggles
yeah.
building an audience, it's like algorithms.
So I think that is it. I just think unless you're not putting that branding on social media, I think it is very hard to go and do it. But then at the same time, I'm someone that hasn't been out and I ain't been to the open mic nights or things like that. Whereas I feel like they probably are just as good as putting your stuff on Instagram, although they can reach millions of people. If you go out and 10 people come and listen to you and they enjoyed it, chances are they're probably going to listen to you in the future. So I think that would probably be.
Would you do open mics?
That is something
that you've looked into.
Yeah, I've thought about it. I think it is just that kind of doing it kind of thing. Yeah. Same as when you go record for the first time. It's going to feel weird, it's going to feel alien, and you're going to hate hearing yourself back. But at the same point, it'll be the same for me when I go do an open mic night. Probably won't enjoy the first night. I'll probably make an absolute mess of it, but you've got to go do these things so you get the experience kind of thing. I'm hoping in the next 6 months at least, I'll go give it a go.
They're real supportive. Like,
and that's what I mean.
There's ones down like Princess Adam stuff.
Yeah,
and
I follow them on Instagram. And they look so good, and like you can see like the support that they're getting in there. Yeah, I think it's just a case of trying myself out.
Yeah, actually doing it.
Just go through these kind of things. We'll get there eventually. They are important. I wish there wasn't, but they are. I'm realising that now because I'm probably posting once a year before I started doing music, and I turned my original page into a music page. But now I am seeing how much it could, just the little effort just to post something. I'll just put things on there, put a reel on there, and that's going to get 1,000 views, and then I might draw an extra 10 people, you know what I mean? For people like me just starting out, that could be a big difference. Yeah, it is very important. I struggle with social media and things like that. I will get down to getting onto a daily basis, but for now,
it is.
yeah, it is. like I said, I was saying to earlier about holding on, getting the light, showing it, it deserves to have on it. But I think for people like, for myself, I like to think of Shady Rand or these kids, the young lad called Ruben at the moment. These guys are all brilliant. For instance, if I was to link up with them, they shine light on not just Hull, but the people in the surrounding areas. And I feel like there's a lot of people like that on the radar. I think a lot of people see it as you're begging for attention kind of thing. If you're trying to support as an artist or anything like that, I think a lot of people see it as you're trying to take some light off them and put it on yourself. When realistically it should be you give them something and they give you something back. I don't know. I just hope that more people around me can work together so that we can build a bigger network in here. Because like I said, like them 3 people that I mentioned are certainly talented. And I don't feel like enough people know them. But if you put, for instance, you saying again about Instagram and say Shady, I think you've probably got 30,000 and like with him linking up with smaller people, and it just builds everyone's profile and along with it builds Hull's profile. So I think it's very important for all to work together and just put the creativity that we've all got together and it'll only make a better project in the end of it. So yeah. I think sticking on the music topic, I think in lockdown, writing that first fully complete song, not to say it was brilliant, but it was a finished piece, and for me I was really proud of that.
Yeah.
I kept on repeat for a few days once I recorded it, but no, I think that was probably one of the biggest achievements today. I don't think I've ever strived for excellence or anything like that. But I think in music, like I said, I really have got that passion for it. So when I do finish a piece of work, or I do think that I've made a quite good hook, or I've worked quite a good success, and that's when I think I do feel very proud about it. This time next year, I just want to put out at least another 6 songs. I'm hoping that I'm somewhat on the way with creating an album or an EP or something like that, because I really want to put a body of work together and make it very specific to not particularly one topic, but I want to make a body of work that's about something in particular, and I want to make my audience aware of that, whether it's about me or something else that I'm part of. Apart from that, like I said, I do want to try and shed more light on Hull. Like with you, when I found your page and I shot this all what you do, and we'll find more creatives in Hull. Whenever I get the chance, I'll always share that. All I want to see is myself come up, and I want to see the people come up. And like I said, I just want Hull to be a better place, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? And I just want to see everyone's art or creations just get shared around the world.
Yeah.
Just write it, just put it out there. Like at the end of the day, it is just music. As long as you're okay with what you're putting out there, like it doesn't have to be too personal, it doesn't have to be too specific kind of thing. You can be a little bit more broad in your music. But even if you're not releasing it, just write it down, and then you don't have to release it straight away. You can let it sit there in the cupboard, 6 months, go back to it, reading, like that's alright, you know. And then you might want to put it out there. But my main bit of advice is just do it. Like we were saying, if you genuinely have a passion for something, don't knock it off. Yeah, sort of actually go for it, because otherwise you will regret it. And I think when you asked about the question before, if I had any regrets, if I didn't release this song which I had the other week, that would have been a big regret of mine. Because I think, like you said about the open mic night, well, it's just that case of doing it. And once I put it out there, I was like, it's fine, no one really cares anyway, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I think just go out there, just simply just do it. When I'm writing, I I don't write on a day-to-day basis, I wouldn't say, but it's very much when it hits me kind of thing, and I'll just go somewhere, find the beat, somewhere that's aligning with how I'm feeling kind of thing. And that's what it was with Atmosphere. Originally I wrote it to it was quite a dark, dingy beat kind of thing, and it sounded a bit more sinister than what Atmosphere does now. It still had the exact same lyrics apart from the couple at the end which I changed. But yeah, like I say, originally it was on quite a dark, dingy beat, and then when I went to Manchester with my friends, and that's when I got the influence of Evan and Jay, Evan thought I'd be better on a different beat, so he found something else, chopped up a couple of samples, and it turned into what we've got now, and it very much suited it a lot more. It was a bit more uplifting, but yeah, it really did just go from a dark, dingy song, and obviously in the lyrics I'm talking a bit about me, just saying that I'm not going anywhere kind of thing. I am going to do this kind of thing. I'm not aiming for the exit. Yeah, that's where we're trying to go with it, just to try and make a statement. And then once we got to Manchester and put it all together, we've got what we've got now, and I'm very happy with it. I still don't think it's perfect, but for a first song, I think it's very much a marker of, so this is where I was at this point, and when I look back on a year, hopefully I'm going to be somewhere around here. then
It's cool that you've got like 2 close friends as well that you can...
Yeah, I'm very grateful for them, because I think that was a big thing, of walking into a booth and me saying, oh, I'm a rapper, and I just don't want the producer to look at me like, he's not a rapper, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, I'd done a bit in York with him when he was at university, just messing around with the corny kind of thing. I think he realised that he can actually rap kind of thing. And then once he got his studio set up in Manchester, he asked me to go down there, and we recorded Atmosphere and we worked on it for a full day. That's what we came up with. And then it was just left down to Evan to do the mixing and mastering, which he absolutely smashed. So yeah. Ooh, just keep your eyes peeled, and hopefully we should have a song called San Andreas coming out in the next month. I want to say I'm going down to Manchester on Friday, so hopefully that will get recorded and sorted, and then within the next month it should be out.
Thank you.
That's right, thank you very much as well.
That was good.